beautiful. And he had,
yeah. I remember the streak.
But he had this song called Osama Yo Mama.
Wow. I don't remember that one.
It is so... My favorite one of his is The Day the Squirrel Went Berserk.
I vaguely remember that one.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Because it takes place in a church, and it kind of like... Sort of like... It's a kind of satire on like religion. It's this wacky song about a squirrel running around in church, but like he throws in all these things that are like very much like kind of like a sort of like satire of religion. It's kind of smart. But streaking was a whole thing.
Oh yeah, remember?
It was like super fun and innocent. Like it was like naughty, but not bad.
But not
bad.
You know,
I mean, just naughty.
You weren't killing people.
Well, you can't even pee in an alley anymore without getting like
whatever
that thing's called.
What are you doing?
A sex offender charge.
Right. Yeah.
I thought about that when I was like 23 and 24. I would do that in the South Side, and I'm like,
oh, that was you.
Yeah, that was me.
You're the reason. All
yes,
right.
that might be.
And the reason is you.
It's hard to do in jeans and heels, squat in an alley.
I know, right? I don't want to say anything.
I've thought that many times.
They don't just let you go into restaurants and go to the bathroom.
No, they don't. And that's the problem. And they had that high-tech toilet that never worked.
That broke like the minute they put it in there.
Yeah. One toilet for the whole South Side, and it broke.
That Pittsburgh Steak Company used to let you in there.
Oh, yeah?
Every once in a while, if you were
Every
nice.
once in a while. Hi, I gotta pee. It's either I pee in your restroom or in your hallway.
On the floor. Right here.
Yeah, but you're wearing jeans
you
and
decide.
heels.
I'll do it.
Watch me.
We charge extra for that. Okay. Oh, wow.
Now we're live.
We live.
All right.
Okay, guys.
Type.
I had such a hard time spelling it.
You said hard.
I spelled it wrong in the newsletter.
Pornograffitti, like it looks wrong, so I kept spelling it.
It's porno.
I know.
Graffiti.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I spelled it in the newsletter wrong. I should have not said anything. Like if somebody pointed out something.
Get 'em impressed.
Right. Then you give it. Yeah.
Yeah. Great band. Really, really, really great freaking band. When we've talked about when we have in the past have talked about bands that this band should have been so much bigger, whatever. This is definitely
on that list,
of course.
Yep.
Okay.
Often forgot about, I think.
I like them.
Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So,
yes.
Okay, check. Everybody has their stuff.
Sure.
Kevin?
Yes.
Yep. Ready?
Check. Okay, I think I can do this.
Can you do it?
I can do it.
You can do it all night
can?
long.
I can do it.
You can
if
do
I
it
put
all
my
night
mind to
long.
it. Okay. I'm just sort of
Exactly.
thinking about which order I want to do things. I haven't quite decided.
A progressive order?
Let's do it. I'm gonna do it I'm gonna do it as the very start. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
That's how I'm gonna handle it. Okay, guys, here we go. In 5. Son of a bitch.
That's not the way it goes.
That's fine. It's the levels are to the file. Save project. Check 1 2.
What he's doing.
Check 1 2. That's terrible. Hold on. Technical bullshit. Hello. It's not crunchy to you? Does that sound crunchy? Well, that does.
That definitely.
Yeah,
did.
don't put your mouth on it.
Don't put your mouth on it. That's what he said.
Right.
Not. No guy ever says no. Don't put your mouth on it, do they?
It's possible.
I wouldn't know.
Well, maybe if like you had, you need like today. I just showered about an hour ago.
Thank God.
And as I was getting ready earlier,
Yeah?
I was going like, maybe I get a shower after. Then I realized I couldn't remember the last day I took a shower.
Oh.
So I was like, no, I better. I'm gonna be sitting at close quarters with these nice folks.
Thank you.
They come over. They work cheap.
Yeah, we do. Or we cheaply work. It's one of the two.
And the last thing they need is to be tortured with
Stench.
stench, body odor, etc. Check, check, check. Hello, hello, hello. That doesn't look like it's distorted, but it might be. Okay, we're gonna. Hello, check, check. It just sounds funny.
You sound funny. Oh wait.
Everybody funny.
Now
you funny too. Now you funny too. I'm trying to get. I don't want us to have to start wearing headphones. So that's why. Have you noticed we all have the same mic now? We all have the Shure
Yeah.
microphone. So I'm trying to equalize.
Sure.
That horse shit.
Sure, I see it now.
You see it. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. Undo recorded media. Let's go back to the beginning. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, let's try this. Here we go. I'm going to go right into the music. So this can kind of go over here.
Bill Damiano says it sounds good.
Sound okay,
Thanks,
Bill? I'm
Bill.
sorry, dude. I'm making a couple last minute changes because we're improvising something we wouldn't normally improvise. Okay. Check, check, check. Okay, here we go. In 5, 4, 3. Hey guys, Lou Lombardi here. Before we jump into today's show, I just want to say that we are recording this. As we are recording it, I got a phone call that my father's sister, Rosemary, passed away. Some of you may or may not know my father passed away. It's going to be a month as of tomorrow, November 14th. And so I want to just put this announcement at the beginning of the show here. So I know of cousins that breeze by and see the podcast and things like that. And I don't want anybody to feel, that we're being disrespectful or anything like that. It's show business, and the show sort of has to go on, and we just got a very last minute notice of this, so the wheels were already in motion, and we just felt that the best way to sort of honor those is to kind of live life. Life is for the living, and I think both my dad and his sister would absolutely say, "Are you kidding? Go ahead and do your stupid podcast. Like, it's fine. Don't worry about it." So, all right. On that happy note, here we go. Get ready to rock out with your talk out. It's the Ludini Rock and Roll Circus. Moms and dads, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the Ludini Rock and Roll Circus. My name is Lou Lombardi, a.k.a. Ludini. I am the ringmaster of this crazy thing we do each week where we get together and we pick some music topic and we discuss it with you guys live on Facebook and a few other YouTube and a few other platforms. The show is also, of course, recorded, mixed up all together real nice, purdied up real good, and sent in high definition to Rock Rage Radio. And then, of course, to all your favorite podcast outlets in the world. If you want to know more about what we do, who we are, maybe check up our on our YouTube archives. Read our bios, get to know us a little bit. You guys probably don't know that I have an entire podcast series on helping musicians market their music. I have an entire interview series where I've interviewed like a lot of really cool people, from Leslie West of Mountain to Nancy Wilson from Heart, all kind of really, really fun stuff there. And you can find that more at LudiniRockandRollCircus.com or LouLombardiMusic.com. Either way, that gets you on the list and gets you access to a lot of really cool stuff, totally for free. Speaking of stuff that is really awesome, and somebody posted on my Facebook feed today a beautiful, like orangish, reddish hollow flash that Chris did on this beautiful guitar. I'm talking, of course, about Chris Thunderwolf Dodson at wolfscustoms.online. Like really great custom artwork done on your musical instrument, guitars, basses. I mean, he did some stuff for the Hawk on his drums, like, you know, just whatever you got going on, and it's really worth it because you end up with something that's really unique. You know, it's you know, every guitarist, right, has their signature guitar. You know, Eddie Van Halen had the thing with the stripes all over it, and Steve Vai has the thing with the vines all over it. And everybody's got like their thing. You know, the Schenker brothers with the black and the white and all that. Right. You know,
Zakk Wylde.
Zakk Wylde, exactly, with the bullseye. You know, so everybody has their thing, and this is a chance for you to have your thing. So you want to go to wolfscustoms.online, tell them Ludini sent you. Shout out, of course, to I mentioned earlier, Rock Rage Radio. Go to rockrageradio.com. Download the free app and listen to awesome music programming 24. No, I was going to say virtually 24/7, not virtual. Well, it is virtual because it is online. Anything online is technically virtual.
Correct.
Is it? Yes, I guess you're true. Yeah.
So, and okay. Well, that's a
You're blowing my mind, man.
I am heavily medicated. I should have added that at the beginning as well. But seriously, rockrageradio.com, free app, great music programming 24/7, including the Ludini Rock and Roll Circus, as well as, what is the name of that wonderful show that you do, Lily?
It's called Hot Licks with Lily Six. It's on Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time.
That is, Hot Licks with Lily Six. Okay, guys, and so it's rockrageradio.com. Check it out. I think I've paid all the bills here.
I think
Is there something else?
Raven.
Oh, well, we could do
You
that.
dead last.
We don't have to. We'll do a little bit later, but there is a birthday.
Last.
There is a birthday related
There's
to
a couple birthdays, actually.
related to Wolf's Customs. Yeah, there is a couple birthdays. There's a we're gonna have a little. We're gonna take a break and about halfway through and sing happy birthday to the Motor City Madman himself.
Yes. Also, Corey Taylor from Slipknot apparently has a hollow flash pick from Chris.
Awesome.
So
Nice.
Bill Damiano said that.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool.
Chris Thunderwolf Dodson at wolfscustoms.online. Okay, guys, so this is one of those. This is one of those records that was like a seminal record for me. I was torn this week, because there's two records I wanted to talk about, and they're both like records I really loved growing up. And the one, of course, is Pornograffitti by Extreme, but the other one, and it has like an anniversary this month, so we should be talking about it. Said I don't know what I was, but it's Tesla's first album, Mechanical Resonance, which is brilliant. And Tesla and Extreme had the same problem. You know what that was, Lily?
They came into the industry in bad times.
They got lumped in with hair.
Okay,
metal.
yeah.
And neither one of these bands are really hair metal. Yes, they have long hair.
But
Okay.
they're not. A lot of musicians have long hair.
Yeah, but they weren't really. You know what I mean? I mean, you're not going to put these guys next to like Britney Fox, Poison, and bands like that, you know, or even Bon Jovi or anything like that. And it's, you know, and the same way with Tesla, absolutely not. So, I heard this record. I believe that Willie Franklin played this record for me at his apartment when we were in college together. We were playing in a band together, and we would get together and listen to music at his place. And Willie, if you're listening, like, let me know what kind of beer. It was the same kind of beer we drank, all the same kind of. Maybe it was just whatever was on sale. We were college students, so it might have been whatever the cheapest shit we could find. But this was one of those records that Willie played for me, and like I was like, you know, my mind was blown. I was like, this is the shit of shit. It's just the shit. I just thought it was the absolute greatest album, and I immediately went out and got it on cassette because I didn't have a CD player yet. I was still listening to
Right.
I was a
Hey,
holdout.
kids, back in the day.
And it was a total revelation. As much as I love this record, I would not say that it is a perfect record. I think there's a couple of misses on the album, But it's when they're rocking, they are really doing it, like seriously doing it. It's like Kevin and I say hey there, Mr. Pittsburgh.
Oh, hello there.
We were talking before the show that like these guys are kind of like I was joking, saying they're kind of like Van Halen with a horn section. They really have that there's amazing great groovy hard rock music, super fun, sounds like summertime, and there's amazing background vocals. A lot of people, Kevin was saying a lot of people said the White Lion was a real kind of like Van Halen-esque, but they did not have the kind of vocals that Extreme has. Extreme has just Extreme is also like one. That was a time when that was super important. Cheap Trick, amazing vocals. There was a time when having some harmonies really kind of. So these guys were playing good heavy rock music that you could if you're so inclined you could dance to, They were players in the band. They were on par definitely with Van Halen. Of course, Nuno Betancourt. What can you say? Gary Sharon. Another sort of dynamic duo. Of rock. Just like David Lee Roth and Eddie Van Halen, just like Jimmy Page and Robert Plant, just like Mick Jagger and Keith Richards. Just on down.
Steven Tyler and Joe Perry.
Steven Tyler and Joe Perry. There's Gary Richrath and Kevin Cronin. There's a million of them.
David St. Hubbins.
David St. Hubbins and
Nigel Tufnell.
Oh my
exactly.
Gosh.
They're visionaries.
We're rather fortunate in that aspect. We've got two visionaries in the band. So I think that once the podcast is over, we should revisit that idea of a Broadway musical based on the life of Jack Nicholson.
Oh boy.
Sausage Jacks.
And I'm out.
Lily, come back.
Sausage Jack.
You're a hotsy one.
Saucy Jack. So this is not a podcast about Saucy Jack.
No.
That would be a good band name too.
Here we go.
Yes.
Write that down. Saucy Jack. Anyways, so these guys are really. When I heard this record, I thought, okay, they're taking it to the next place where it could go with, way more syncopation. Most of the songs on here are anthems. Really like kind of big choruses,
right,
and that sort of thing. Just super catchy, but amazing playing. Enough trickiness with the guitar and stuff to kind of like grab your
keep
ear.
you interested. Yes.
And at this time, Van Halen, they had been riding really high, but it was getting into a new decade. And you know how that goes. We've talked about that before.
Right.
So I really kind of thought that like this record, and there was another record, and I don't know if we ever talked about this record on the podcast either. A record came out the same year, I believe the same year, and that was Empire by Queensryche. And it's another record that is like, wow. They've took all the stuff that's been happening for the past 10 years, and they really kind of put did a very cohesive thing with it. I thought I thought Extreme was doing the same thing with what they were doing, and I thought this is the next thing. Little did I know that there was this little band from Seattle who's just about to break.
It's going to come out of nowhere.
And they that was the end of Extreme's career. And I think you could definitely say that about Extreme. Like they are definitely, if you want to talk about bands that were victims of grunge, they were definitely they were just getting their big.
And then
no, you guys got to be big. No.
Too late.
Nope. You didn't have Taliesin Chain. Sorry. You're out. Sorry. Yeah. You're not wearing enough flannel.
So close, but yet.
So close. And these guys are truly like the sort of like cliche rock and roll tragedy or whatever. Not tragedy is too strong of a word. Just like near miss.
Right.
One of those stories of the the guy that And these guys are, and there's in the music business, there are hundreds and hundreds of these stories. There might be thousands of them, of people that were just there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I guarantee there's a lot of folks here in our hometown of Pittsburgh that have their stories like that too. It's a
Just on the cusp. They're just on the cusp of making it, or
rock and roll is a vicious game.
Yes.
Very true words. So so I just remember this. And the other funny memory I have about this album is, and Willie and I both worked at National Record Mart, and kids, little like 12-year-old girls would come in and want to buy this cassette or this CD.
Really?
Because they heard no more than words. They heard more than words and Wholehearted.
Yeah.
And they thought like, this, oh my God.
The whole album's going to be like
exactly.
this.
They're all so cute.
And
Guess
they went,
what?
so we would just kind of smile.
Take it home and crank it up.
One time, I think I remember Willie telling somebody, like, like the rest of this album's kind of like Van Halen. They were like,
I'll take it.
So I was hoping that some kids maybe heard the rock. What did you think of, Lily, when you heard the rock part?
Okay, well, so I was a victim of the More Than Words thing because this came out when I was 8 years old, so obviously what I heard on TV and on the radio was More Than Words. But after I heard, like, Get the Funk Out, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. There's more on this album. So that is what led me to listen to it, and I think it's fantastic with all the funk kind of metalish stuff that they have on there. It's kind of refreshing after hearing More Than Words about 100,000 times.
Right.
So, yeah, there is a, and I think this would be a good podcast topic at some point. Famous records by like bands by albums by bands where there's like the big hit song does not represent
what they are at all.
Yeah.
And there are, and we can go through. I was thinking about that. What's the song? Early in the Morning by Sugar Ray. What's the song?
Every morning.
Every morning.
Yeah.
That just sounds nothing like the rest of the album. The rest of the album is like a heavy rock, like 90s rock, alternative type thing, and that's the only song in there like that. That's great. So, Lily, why don't you go ahead and give us the sort of extreme history?
Okay. So this came out August 7th, 1990. Like I said, it was 8 years old, not quite 9 years old. By the band Extreme. They are from Boston, Massachusetts, just like Aerosmith. Awesomeness. They came out in 1985. Reached their popularity in 1980s and early 90s with the lineup that we know: Gary Sharon, Nuno Bettencourt, Paul Geary, and Patrick Badger. With the exclusion of Gary, the lineup has remained unchanged. This is their second studio album. And this is coming around, like Lou said at the time, the music scene started coming away from the late 80s safe and stylish production of hair metal. Grunge wasn't yet there.
But kind of an in-between.
Yeah.
Bands like Damn Yankees and Mr. Big were around, and
And they really thought the next big thing was going to be this hard-edged, funky rock and roll kind of thing with, like, Red Hot Chili Peppers, like you said, and Faith No More. Well, as we know, Nirvana, Alice in Chains, and all those types of guys killed that. That's that part of it. Hold on, let me move over here. It sold very well, peaking at number 10 on the Billboard, was certified double platinum in the U.S., and is the band's best-selling album. Two singles are More Than Words and Wholehearted, like you mentioned before. They reached number 1 and number 4 on the Billboard. Decadence Dance and Get the Funk Out became popular on MTV's Headbangers Ball, so we did get to be exposed to that. Other stuff that they had on the album. It's a concept album. It's a story about lost innocence and uneasiness. A lot of it's about corruption. The album focuses on the same funk metal vibe as the first album and became massively popular, unfortunately, due to More Than Words. Quite a mix of song styles: heavy metal, ballads, funk, largely positive reception, and it showed that the band had a strong desire to experiment and push the boundaries of the pop metal format. Rolling Stones actually placed the album at 13 on their list of 50 greatest hair metal albums of all time, even though it's not really hair metal. It's okay. Right. Rolling Stone doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. Ultimate Classic Rock ranked it at 8th on their top 30 glam metal albums. And lead guitarist Nuno Bettencourt gained admiration from rock guitar enthusiasts, and he was voted Best New Talent in 1991.
Nice.
And then they went on tour in 2015 for their 25th anniversary. God, this makes me feel older and older as I talk about it.
Oh, shut up. Shut up.
Gary Sharon and drummer Paul Geary had been in the band named The Dream together. When The Dream broke up, they were X-Dream members. Thus, X-Dream was born.
Okay, so I read another bio. I read a couple other bios that don't mention the Dream thing at all. Mm-hmm. So my question about that story is that sounds so much like something that like a manager or like your promo people or your market would come up with.
I felt like that way too.
Like maybe I don't know that it just sort of smacks of that.
I felt that too, but then I read it a couple of more times when I was reading, so I don't know. It could be. It still could be a thing.
Because where that comes from is from like before they even had an maybe it's their first album, but I think this is their demo song. Mm-hmm. And they played it on MTV, and Martha Quinn, but they were doing some kind of they were playing 8 new songs, and you had to vote.
Oh, okay, yeah,
on,
yeah.
And it won that night's.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and there was some other Henry Lee Summer was on that list too, and it was another band that was kind of interesting to see that, but they got the most votes. They outranked everybody by a lot, and that she tells that story. They don't.
Right.
She tells that story on that thing, and her co-host that night happened to be Tommy Shaw from Styx.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
But like you said before, a lot of people went to their concerts thinking that it was going to be all
nice,
laid-back
happy,
acoustic rock show, and it really wasn't that at all.
Surprise!
I mean, obviously they played those songs all the time because people love them, but it's not what they're about. So, and it comes from porno and graffiti together. If you didn't get that already, I spell it wrong all the time, like I was telling the guys earlier. 25 times today.
Yeah, I always get is it double F, double T?
It's
I always
both,
get
apparently.
It's a double F and a double T.
Double F and double T. Is it really?
I say double F all the time.
I bet you do.
Yeah.
And I have had the pleasure of seeing Nuno twice play guitar during that Generation Axe thing, and man, by himself even.
Yeah.
He's awesome. And he can sing, too.
Oh.
Because he sang his song. He sang
yeah.
extreme songs that night, 2 or 3, and then he just did shredding, which was cool. I often forget, unfortunately, about Nuno when I'm talking about guitarists. I don't know why, I guess.
So let's run the songs down. Do we have any kind of information on any of the songs? So the first song on it kind of starts out with a, I don't know, online I can't find it, but on the CD, it does not start with Decadence Dance. It starts with Funked Up Fairy Tale.
Yeah, that I don't know.
And it's
what
a
that
little,
is.
spoken word.
Okay.
Let me double check my notes here, but I do not believe it's the monster. Yeah. It starts out, and you hear this girl, you hear this wind blowing and stuff, and you hear this girl going, Francis! Francis!
I'm going to have to look this
Where
up.
are you? And then
Boom.
Decadence Dance kicks in.
Huh.
Nope, didn't know.
Yeah, and
that.
then at the end of More Than Words, if you listen to the whole thing after the guitar thing, she goes, "Did you say your prayers?" And there's a little bit of that background stuff and everything. But so there's a little bit of a, and I did not hear that when I re-listened to it on streaming. I did not hear that stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's there or not. Maybe I would listen to some edition that didn't have it. I don't know. But Decadence Dance is the first track.
It was released as a single. The opener was a minor success in the UK, peaking at number 36. It's representative of how incredibly misunderstood the band Extreme is because of the songs that became popular by the band, and this is one of the ones that are often looked over. The lyrics and tone of the song reflect largely what Mutineer is all about. It's about the madness of people wanting and needing to have and do more, comparing themselves to others, keeping up with the Joneses is what I'm looking for. That sort of thing. You have to have stuff and you have to be famous and you just have to feel like you're not wanting anything that anyone else has. You're trapped in this whole sort of mindset of this. And you're not being true to yourself.
And so what it is you're just sort of kind of being decadent or hedonistic. Just a kind of what they say they say when something becomes an addiction, it's you no longer get pleasure from it, but you keep doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't stop
right,
doing it.
Yeah.
And that's like the definition of an addiction. And I think they're kind of making a statement about that.
And this also features the backing vocals of Barbara Glynn.
Barbara Glynn.
Yes.
Glynn.
I thought we'd throw her credit in there since she is
There
on
you go,
the song.
Barb. I know you're listening.
Probably not.
What?
Is she even still alive? Do we know?
I don't know. I haven't received a Christmas card in quite some time.
Same.
Yeah. That's a good summation. The next song, though, is a song I really like. This is when we start to kind of delve into like Decadence Dance is like Decadence Dance is kind of like setting you up. I don't think that it is the strongest of like the rock tunes on here.
No.
I don't think that it is even the strongest, which is odd. Somebody did because they made it the first song.
Right.
But I definitely
Probably
don't. I mean,
producer.
it's a cool song. It's a very cool song. But I would, after I listened, once I got it on CD, after wearing out like 2 cassettes,
Yeah.
I was skipping Decadence Dance and going to the very next song, which is
Lil Jack Horny. So for today's people, this is a super offensive song, I would assume, because of the lyrical content. But if you pay attention, the band is satirizing. Say it. Is that
Satirizing?
satirizing.
Satirizing. That sounds good.
Okay, sure. The overly sexual attitudes of the band, such as Motley Crue and Def Leppard.
Naughty.
It's not so much the lyrical content that reveals this piss take as it is Gary Sharon's tongue-in-cheek delivery. They do reference Mother Goose at the beginning of the song, as well as the title itself, on the nursery rhyme Little Jack Horner. It would seem to imply that sexual behavior and activities are imprinted on people at a very young age, which they certainly are. And it included a very extensive horn section featuring 6 musicians.
Wow.
one of the funkiest fucking tracks ever put down by white guys.
Yeah.
I'm
They are
telling you,
some
man,
funk,
they
man.
are, dude. Like,
Yeah.
what I would love to hear is Tower of Power cover some
Oh,
of
there
these
you go.
songs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how
They
funky
may
these
have.
songs are. If you think I'm bullshitting you, you better go back and listen to this record. I'm not saying every single song is like that, but this is an example of one of them.
There's a couple.
That
For sure.
just like, and if some that have this, and this has both. This has the funk, and it also kind of has the swagger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, has that sort of like, leering kind of swagger. Mother Goose never should have ever let that Jack get loose. But that little boy Blue keeps messing all the things he gets his hands into. So you can kind of
That's
see
poetry.
where we're going. You know, now look what you've done. Stuck in your thumb and pulled out a plum.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Right.
Does it make you wonder the sort of like maybe subtext of some of these nursery rhymes we grew up?
No, not at all.
They're all innocent.
Question sticking in the thumb and pulling out a plum.
It's all innocent, Lil. Stop.
Yeah, well, you're looking way too much into it.
Mama says boys will be boys. That's little Jack Horny. Mama says boys will be boys. That's little Jack Horny. That would be a good. There should be a rapper. Little Jack Horny. Not little Jack Horny. Little Jack Horny.
Well, Jack Horny.
Little Jack Horny.
Oh my goodness.
Little Jack Horny. Little Jack Horny.
Sure.
Get me out of little Jack Horny before I ended up in trouble. Billy V6.
Yeah. Just say me.
Yikes.
You gotta help me out here.
Help a man out.
What's the next song?
When I'm President continues the theme of decadence in society by pointing out how trivialized politics have become. Lyrics are not like super awesome or clever, but I kind of feel like that's the point. Politics have become a game, and the people playing the game are getting dumber and dumber. They say what sounds appealing to the masses, yet whenever an actual problem arises, they don't know how to solve it. I'm not going to read a little. I did take this a little bit from someone's post that I read earlier today. I'm not going to poo-poo on who they're talking about because it's just going to get into a politics thing. But they're not on my side for it. So
Oh my.
I will think what I think that this. I think the song is very progressive and really kind of ahead of its time, and I think I think this whole record went over a lot of people's heads.
Well, yeah. Of course it did.
But what this song is sort of making fun, it's totally making fun out of the system. Like, you know, and specifically what it's doing is it is giving the sort of like dropout, not even necessarily dropout, like, but like this typical sort of like hippie idea, or these like or a very juvenile kind of idea that like, yeah, well, when I'm president, I'm going to do this and this and this and this, and it sort of mocks this sort of, you know, what's the word I want? Like, you know, like the 18-year-old vote's going to change the world.
Right.
When essentially all the 18-year-olds really want is to, like, you know, don't have any homework and, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? It's like that's really the kind of, that's really all these people that are saying that, you know, go out and vote and everything. That's all you're really getting is you're voting for dumb, stupid shit. Like, you know, where I'm looking at some of these, okay, first thing, we're going to change the rules. Better listen up, all you boys and girls. President says there'll be no after school, so vote for me. Wouldn't that be cool?
Uh-huh.
Now, I know there's trouble in the Middle East. I'll spend all the money to stop the arms race. That's all you have to do. Just spend some money to stop the arms
Throw
race.
money at it.
All my brothers in the desert going to have themselves a feast. When that's done, we'll start world peace. And that, again, this is the sort of like attitude that so many people like who support politicians and support politics and stuff. Sure. They think it's like this simple.
Yeah.
Like, that's all you got to do.
Right.
Now, we're going to stop the trouble. We're just going to spend enough money, and then the trouble will go away. Like, this is a sort, and he's really kind of making fun out of this sort of like, people think that like it's so easy to just fix the fucking world. Yeah. And the world's a complicated place, and there's a lot of different people with a lot of different ideas. And it's just sort of, it's just a song that's like a song about the futility of like trying to manage all that, you know, the futility of being president. Because this is the only thing I can do. Yeah, I'll write some executive orders. There'll be no homework, and
it's funny. This came out in 1990.
Yeah.
You know, and now we look at the state of the world now, and it's like almost prophetic.
Yeah. It's a cool song. That's something I've been thinking of too, and this could be a fun podcast. Like, you know, we each go around the room and pick 3 songs from the past that are like way more poignant now. You know, there's
a lot of them.
Oh yeah, right.
You know, a song would be, you know, a song I was thinking about would do a cover of is "I Want to Go Back" by Eddie Money.
Okay.
Yeah. Lyrics to that song. It's like, whoa. It's like you thought you wanted to go back then. If you were here, Eddie, you'd definitely want to go back. But yeah, so this is I think the song is like, I think there's more to it, what's going on it, than meets the eye, as with most of this record. So what do you got next?
Get the Funk Out.
What?
You get the funk out.
No, you get the funk out.
No, you get the funk out.
You get the funk out.
You both get the funk out. Second single from the album features rock artist Pat Travers on backing vocals. This is my favorite song on the album. This is my car dancing, performing song. Whenever
Is that what you're doing in the car?
Yes, that was what I was
doing.
doing.
A stripper song.
This is not a stripper song now, but it's like definitely me dancing in the car, looking like an asshole on the highway. Much like Lil Jack Horny, the song's pop metal sound masks the depth of the lyrics. I don't know why you're patting my back.
Like, what's going on over there?
In this case, Get the Funk Out seems to be an anthem of exclusion, a spotlight on the hypocrisy of moral majority. This also showcases some of Nuno's like skills as a guitarist.
Oh God, yes.
He's got a funky riff throughout the entire song, and then that solo towards the end. It's just skill and technique and mind-blowing, and I'll just drop my panties, it's fine, not a big deal.
How many times I've said that?
Right. It also includes that same 6-musician horn section from Lil Jack Horny. So.
Yeah, that's what. Okay, so the song came out in 1990. It took me nearly 20 years to figure out that little part, and I'll say what it is. Not bad for a pasty-faced white boy. Had no idea what that little, because he says it right in the middle of the song, and I'm like, what is he saying? What is he saying?
How did you know he says that?
I called him.
You called him?
I called him up. I said,
Who'd you call?
Gary.
Gary. Oh, well, no.
I said, Gary.
I don't think that's what he says at all.
Oh, so what do you think it is?
I know what he says.
Talk to me,
He
Goose.
says, not bad for a Mexican white boy. And Nuno is Hispanic.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
It's probably
Gary lied to me. Oh, you know what? Oh my God, I feel so stupid. I called Gary Richrath years ago. Oh, do I feel stupid?
Wrong,
now.
Gary.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is not bad for a Mexican. And I'm sure that was.
See, that's
probably
what
a
I thought
joke
it was
between the two of them, and
originally.
it was probably like a nickname, maybe.
It was
they
actually. I
gave
think
them.
like I put it out to the internet, and
Oh,
people wrote
boy.
back to me, and I
Oh,
was,
boy.
no, you can believe the internet. They never lied to me. For a Mexican white boy, but even that's kind of. Folks, if you're out there listening,
Because he's like Mexican and he's Hispanic.
Is he Mexican?
And,
Yeah.
And what else?
I thought he was Italian.
He might be Spanish. He might be Hispanic.
I think he's Italian.
So if you
I hate
don't
you
like
guys.
what you see here, nobody wants to take you prisoner.
Right.
So
love
let me make it nice and clear, dear. The exit's right there. I don't
Right there.
mean to be rude, dude, but you better change your attitude. I don't like what I see here. You're all invited to a party. You know you didn't have to come. No rotten apple's going to spoil all my fun. I think this song is more meaningful today than ever with frickin' cancel culture.
Right.
That's exactly why I want to say, we're having a big party here. We're having a good time. You know what I mean? You don't have to come, though. If you don't
Right.
like it, you go do your own thing.
There's a dough.
Don't be a rotten apple trying to spoil all my fun. Like
Exactly.
go do your thing. Do whatever you got to do. But what's next, Lily? Do you say?
Next is More Than Words. I was just checking out Nuno. He's Portuguese American.
Okay then.
Anyway, the ballad was
It's not Mexico.
It's not
close
Portugal.
enough. Built around acoustic
close
guitar.
enough.
Close enough. I know it's not even the same language. I'm a
I was going to say
ridiculous
that
human,
it's not
but
even Spanish.
built around acoustic guitar work by Nuno and vocals of Gary Sharon. According to Nuno, he came up with most of the songs sitting on a porch alone with his guitar. Came to him very quickly. Most of his songs do. Nuno will abandon a song if it doesn't come to him quickly. He'll just throw it out.
Interesting.
He brought the song inside to Gary Sharon, who hashed out the lyrics, and they put the song together. I don't know what's going on. The song is a detour. You're looking around. The song is a detour from the funk metal style that permeates the band's records. As such, it's often been described as a blessing and a curse due to its overwhelming success and recognition worldwide. But the band ultimately embraced it and plays it at every show.
There you go.
It's a ballad which the singer wants his lover to do more to prove her love other than saying the phrase, I love you. And it's Nuno says it's because the phrase is becoming meaningless. There's another story I heard about this, and
About your butt?
Yeah, maybe about my butt.
That's it.
No,
he's
I
cut
lied.
off. Bartender.
Hey, bartender!
As the 90s went on, they started to resent the song. They were tagged the More Than Words guys and didn't like that perception the song created about the band. Nuno says, I remember being on tour with Aerosmith in Poland. It was on that tour we decided we would not play this song. We just didn't do it. And a couple nights into the tour, Steven Tyler writes in big letters on our dressing room door, play the fucking song. His attitude was almost father-like. He was like, look, this is your first time in Poland. When do you think we'll be back? They want to hear the song, so play it. Yeah. This song was actually used in The Office in our season 8 episode Garden Party when Andy tries to sing it as a duet with his father.
Oh, that's right.
And the TV shows Glee, The Mentalist, Being Erica, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and the movie Rock of Ages, The Love Guru, and Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
See?
You're leaving out the biggest one.
Which one?
Do it.
The parody with Jack Black and Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, on
That
what?
is,
'Cause
it's amazing.
I've not seen it.
Oh my God.
I don't like Jimmy Fallon, so that's
I'm
probably
telling
why.
you, but you gotta see this. You have
knew
to
I
see how
liked you.
you have to see how they do it.
Okay.
It's like, and they both sound awesome. It's
Yeah.
both of them singing, and they're doing the song. They're not pantomiming it.
Yeah.
They're actually singing it.
I have not seen
And
it. But I hate Jimmy Fallon.
I do hate Jimmy Fallon. I can't stand him.
I like Jimmy Fallis.
Of course
Oh,
you do.
no.
There's a
Bartender,
band named Jimmy Fallis.
Jimmy Fallis. And you
Yeah,
can appear
I'm
on the
writing
Jimmy.
that down.
Write it down.
I don't think I would like to be called the More Than Words guys either, though.
No, no.
They're
I
so
like to
much
get
better.
the funk out guys.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
I would kind of be okay with that. Was he in Rock of Ages, or did he just sing on Rock of Ages? I kind of feel like I made an appearance in Rock of Ages. No.
I never saw that.
Oh my God, it's so horrible, but it's so good to hear all the
Exactly.
songs.
I
I'm
was going to
still getting
watch
over
that.
Dead Ant.
I'm sorry.
So, yeah.
I was going to watch that.
Rock of Ages?
Yeah.
Watch it. You'll like it. It's
Call me.
fun.
I'll come over.
It looks
we'll both
cheesy,
watch
but
it.
might be
It
fun.
is. There's a lot of celebrity appearances in it.
Is
as
Tom
far as
Cruise in
what's-
it?
Yes.
Oh, I'm in.
He's the
I'm in.
I love
You
when
didn't say
I
that.
love when he showed up in Thunder. What was it?
Yeah,
Tropic
Tropic
Thunder.
Thunder.
Tropic
Yeah,
Thunder.
that was cool.
Damn. And they kept it quiet.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I didn't. When I went, I went like
No
opening weekend,
idea.
so I didn't know that he was going to be. When he came on the screen, everybody in the theater like erupted
Freaked
with
out.
laughter
Yep.
and clapping and stuff. It was and the way he looked,
There
the way
you
he
go.
made him look at stuff was
Perfect.
too good. The way he acted like it was.
Nice.
Oh my god. What? I need to look at something. I've lost my window.
Oh no.
Oh no!
You better find that.
This one time I
Okay,
lost my window.
we need to do a little bit of business here. First of all, we have a very special Ludini Rock and Roll Circus birthday.
Yeah.
We have a couple special Ludini Rock and Roll Circus,
But it's super special.
but a super special one to Raven
Yay!
Dodson. Happy birthday to you! Thank you so much.
Yay.
Appreciate your patronage. I don't know if you're watching this evening and it's your birthday.
I believe they're on, yes.
You're probably out doing something
Happy birthday.
Birthday like.
fantastic.
Happy birthday to you.
You're probably having
Yes.
a fantastic time with fabulous people.
Fabulous. That's fantastic.
All right, I'm out.
You were
Get
out a
back
long time
in.
ago.
If you out, you got to get in.
Come on now.
What else you got?
So that is that.
You got that birthday out of the way.
Get that birthday. So, it is one of my heroes' birthdays.
It's not my birthday.
It's Bert Kevin's birthday.
It is not.
Your birthday passed.
Here we go, folks.
And hopefully,
Oh, here we go. He's doing a thing.
Yeah, crank it, baby.
let me turn the background music off. So,
Yeah, we.
hopefully this gets to Ted Nugent. Who's this guy butchering my songs? To the Motor City Madman.
You know, my tribute. You know what
What
my.
I do?
You know what my tribute's going to be. I'm going to do total frontal nudity.
Oh, God.
Frontal nudity.
No, maybe not.
Albums like Total Frontal Nudity. He does have an album called Total Frontal Nudity.
That's how I'm going to show.
So, like, you know,
Show everything.
he's got Double Live Gonzo.
Yeah.
Intensities in 10 cities. Like,
In 10
if you're going
cities.
to call your album
that's-
Intensities in 10 cities, like,
That's great.
you're a bad motherfucker.
Yes. Happy birthday, Ted.
Okay. So, Wolf's Customs online, of course. RockRageRadio.com and LudiniRockAndRollCircus.com. Okay, so
Money.
back to our regular scheduled program already in progress.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lily V6.
Money in God We Trust. Pop metal track serves as a callback to the excess found on Decadence Dance. In this case, Money takes a shot at individual greed rather than overt lavishness. The sickly sweet chorus only serves to highlight this greed, as Gary Sharon calls the almighty dollar his personal savior.
Oh, of course. Hallelujah.
And that is all I have on that.
We're going to talk, when we get to Wholehearted, we're going to talk about something about the band, but you can kind of get a hint of it from this song. The first word of the song is hallelujah. Mm-hmm. Okay, and there is this sort of like,
I think I know what you're getting at.
Kind of like church choir kind of thing going on with the song in a couple places. And what's the first line? Now I lay me down to sleep.
Ooh.
I praise the Lord, afford my role to keep. I need more money, just a little more. And this is a song. This is kind of like about addiction as well. You know, I need more. It's like never enough. It's never enough. It's never enough. You know. And there is a point.
It's a sickness.
There's a point. There's a point at where it becomes destructive. It's okay to want more, of course. Like, you know, what people don't realize is something called relative deprivation. There are people who, like, you know, losing $5 is like a really bad thing to happen. Yes. There are people who lose $5 million and go like, but that wasn't good, but okay, yeah, sure, no problem. You know, they write it off. Mm-hmm. So it's, you know, relative. You know what I mean? So whatever, you know. In any case, so. This song is, you know, pretty much Lily summed it up. It's, but it's got an insanely hooky, you know, chorus to it. Big, got that whole choir thing going on, which we will touch on a little bit later. So what's next?
It's a monster. Okay, so I hate reading this title the way it's spelled. It's IT parenthesis apostrophe S A monster. Sort of annoying. It seems, what I read from it, it's like the threat of addiction in general inside of us. What it can do to people. And it's appropriate to kind of call it like it's a monster. So it's like as a whole, the problems that we have. That's all I have.
I think that this is gonna. I think that this is going to touch on. I think the theme of this song is going to come back around on a couple songs down the line that we're going to be talking about here. But I think that the implication is that we all have. He says we all have within us. It's a monster we all have within us, and that, like, kind of like nobody is anything can become a problem. We humans tend to fixate on something, work, sex, whatever. You know what I mean? They're guitar collections.
Why are you looking at me?
We fixate on something to
Why are you looking at me?
To exclusions of other things, and we get ourselves into trouble.
See,
turns us into sinners is one of the lines in the song. So
that's what that looked, Lily. Are you a sinner?
Yeah.
Repent.
Nah.
What's the next song, though?
Pornograffitti. Continuation of themes of sex and society. Specifically, this song speaks about overbearing presence of sex in society and the way it connects with decadence, like the first song, that kind of corrupts everybody. Overly sexualized song, but I love the name, even though I can't spell it, and the theme behind it.
I think that this...
It's sex addiction.
It's a monster, and Pornograffitti are. These two songs go absolutely perfectly together, because this is the monster that he was talking about, or one of the monsters. Another monster is money.
Yeah.
So this is a kind of central theme to this record, and it is a concept album.
When you think about it, it's like the 7 deadly sins going on here.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what it is.
Sex on the brain, pumped in my veins, flowing from my head to my feet. Sex on TV, heavy rotation, heavy. You and I are what we eat. I think that this is something that was like not a popular idea at the time, because, you know, we there was the extreme side with the PMRC, right, and then there was the people who are like, well, you know, if you kill the baby fast enough after it comes out, it's still like just an abortion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know. So, you know what I'm saying? You have these two extremes. Yeah. And I think that this song is something. So because of this, people criticizing the idea that if you consume stuff psychologically, you watch movies and stuff like that, you are going to be, whether you like it or not, you're kind of changing your brain. You're kind of changing your brain chemistry. You're kind of changing the way you think about things by what you take in, how you take it in, etc. And this song, it was an unpopular opinion at the time because we didn't want to admit that, but it is absolutely true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it can lead you into a lot of problems. But so again, I think it's a pretty thoughtful song. It's kind of a warning, and so this is which is kind of funny. It's kind of a warning, and here the album was thought of as being kind of. People didn't. People didn't get people thought they were just being sleazy rock and rollers.
Right.
They didn't realize it. If you dig a little deeper what you're talking about, he's kind of like raising some red flags and saying, hey, you need to think about a couple things. All right, what's the next song?
When I First Kissed You. I actually do not like this song on the album, and I don't have anything to say about it other than it's a ballad. So
Okay, this is what happens sometimes, and there's been a handful of pop musicians who've done this. They mistakenly thought they could play jazz. They did not mean any harm. They weren't trying to insult jazz, but jazz has been insulted. And when I heard this song, this is one of the songs, especially when I finally got it on CD, I never listened to it, totally skipped. I think the song is terrible. It's just it's all wrong. It's all kind of wrong. It's just.
it hurts your brain.
Yeah, everything about it's wrong.
Yeah. He's mad about it.
And they can all play. Are all the notes correct? Absolutely. But it's just no.
It just didn't work.
It's just no. It's like Yngwie's blues album. It's like no. No, just no. It's okay. And I think this happens sometimes when you got a band with 4 really hot musicians and they can play.
Mm-hmm.
You know
what I mean? Sure. Yeah,
but they just really couldn't cop what.
At least they tried.
Well,
just skip it.
Yeah.
To totally skip this would be like if we were ranking the tracks, which I don't know if we'll
that
get
would
to
go
do.
last.
This would be my absolute bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
What's the next one?
Susie wants her all day.
What?
This track is returning us to the glam metal sound that they have on the album. Much like Lil Jack Horny, the song delves into the overtly sexual territory. Instead of using the fairy tale imagery, we have instead allusions of candies and sweets. Sold. On the surface, it's easy to see the song as a form of slut-shaming. Closer reading of the lyrics, however, might indicate that the song is merely an observation of promiscuity and in a morally bankrupt society. There's no attack on Susie, just a simple account of Susie's desires. Just Lily's desires, my gosh. Featuring Janine Moultrie on backing vocals.
Wow.
I want to.
Yes.
I want to.
Yes.
Go with your idea of the 7 deadly sins.
I like
if
that,
you're
right?
going with that. Susie wants her all day. What? It's a sucker, a lollipop. It's sugar.
Gluttony.
With candy. It's
Gluttony.
gluttony.
Yeah. See, I kind of felt that after the sex and the greed.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
I was waiting.
I know, you knew it was
I'm
coming.
not even surprised.
Yeah. You knew it was coming.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
And I actually didn't even read about 7 deadly sins, but after we were talking
Yeah,
about it, I was
as
like,
you start thinking about it,
all the
yeah.
things.
So, damn, we should have. Yeah, this is where we suck because we should have had this together and that should have been the title of the podcast: the 7 deadly sins and extremes.
Right.
And we'd have revolutionized the internet. Would have been
Magic.
rock star.
We would have broke the internet.
What is Willie Nelson? What is Woody?
Willie Nelson?
Willie Nelson.
Woody Guthrie?
Woody. With the
Woody
funny glasses.
Allen.
What does Willie Allen
Good
say?
thing I'm here.
There's nothing sadder than a missed opportunity. So, anyways, what's the next song?
He-Man Woman Hater.
Okay, Woman Hater. What is it? What's in is this? Anger.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're all there.
Look at that. Holy
I'm so
shit,
smart.
Lily.
Just
All smart.
epiphany. This also includes intro to Flight of the Wounded Bumblebee. Features Dweezil Zappa on the intro and outro on lead guitar.
Diesel
I
Zappa.
can't talk. This track reflects all the corruption.
Wait, time out.
What? Is it Diesel?
It's not Dweezil playing the
Intro and outro.
No, he's not playing Flight of the Wounded Bumblebee.
No, that's new now.
Okay, sure.
Oh.
No, that's
You're
new.
not
now.
ready to.
I wasn't even done
You're
talking.
getting all crazy over
I'm
there.
talking. Let me talk.
Let me talk and tell you what's going on.
Tell me what's going on.
Go ahead, Lil.
This track reflects all of the corruption that is present in society. Just as Pornograffitti pointed out the overabundance of sex in society, He-Man Woman Hater shows us just what it, along with all of the other forms of decadence, can do to people. They have the trademark playful delivery on further highlights just how serious of a problem this corruption can be, which this whole album is about corruption, like the Seven Deadly Sins. Their delivery shows how uncaring society is about these issues. Corruption is even present in the extended guitar intro, Flight of the Wounded Bumblebee. The title is obviously an homage to Flight of the Bumblebee, from somebody that I can't pronounce their name, sorry. It is an incredibly memorable performance from Nuno Betancourt on the Wounded Bumblebee part. Prior to that, it is Dweezil Zappa on the outro.
Huh.
Didn't mean to confuse you.
Okay,
there.
Lou?
No, I mean I think again that this song has like a lot of different ways of looking at it. You know, because who is the? It's interesting. It starts with Flight of the Wounded Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Who is the Wounded Bumblebee? Is the Wounded Bumblebee the woman, or is the Wounded Bumblebee the man?
It could go either way.
Ooh, see?
It could. Probably the man, to be honest.
You know, I think that there's maybe a little rub it even like a rub it even feminism or something here. I don't know what the song is completely trying to say. I think it kicks ass, and for that, it's freaking great. And all it has to do is kick ass.
Wow.
I don't know what it means. I'm not really sooner or later you'll be a He-Man woman hater. It's inevitable. And to become one, you've really got to hate to love them. He-Man woman hater. Is it about sort of male insecurity of the male, the fragileness of the male ego?
Kind of sounds like it. Yeah.
I'm kind of with that.
And maybe something they recognize in themselves too. You know, that they're sort of like kind of like throwing out there. Or is it being satirical?
Which they have done on a couple of songs.
Yeah,
So.
There's satire all over this record.
Yeah.
I think upon like doing this podcast, I'm like kind of gaining. It's a record I love and did love the lyrics to it, hadn't really thought about it in this depth and kind of gaining like even deeper respect for it. So what is the next song?
Song for Love. One of the songs on the album
You're
to
just
talk
gonna
about.
skip this.
We're not going to skip it. I have a little
Song
bit to
sucks.
say.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it does, but it's one of the ones to talk about love in a genuine fashion. Can be described as a power ballad. Something that the band had avoided with More Than Words, and When I First Kissed You, it serves as a response to the decadence that the band addressed and criticizes through the rest of the album. If More Than Words is a song about true romance, then Song for Love is about the idea of love. And that is all. And it sucks, so we can skip it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another deadly sin is love. You know, that'll kill you right there.
It will.
Well, love is the sort of answer to the seven deadly sins.
Is
so
it?
It makes sense.
Is it really?
So where are we finally? Are we here?
Wholehearted. We're here.
Get that hole.
I did say
That's
whole.
that song about Courtney. What's her name? not the chick with the cock.
Whoa!
No.
What?
The other Courtney.
Courtney Cox.
Love.
Courtney loves
Love or
cocks.
something.
Courtney
Courtney
loves
loves
cocks.
Oh no!
My goodness.
Oh, that's just wrong. That's
Gary-
just wrong, sir.
Gary.
If they got married and they hyphenated their names, they'd be Courtney Love Cox.
Hello, Lou. This is Satan. I'm waiting for you.
Don't be giving up my seat.
I'm sorry.
VIP.
Oh, we've got a seat for
Mother
you too,
effer.
I'll
Lily.
have to show you the TikTok video. You're going to hell if you watch.
Great.
Oh my God.
Gary Sharon came up with an interesting heartbreak metaphor on this track. He has a hole in his heart, and there's only one who can fill it. It's so dirty.
Is it Jesus?
No.
Oh.
Actually, it is. The song, though, is not about a girl, but about God. When speaking with Christian publications, he made his beliefs clear and even quipped that he plagiarized some of the lyrics for Wholehearted from the Bible. Guitarist Nino Bettencourt wrote the music for this track right after a new guitar arrived, his first ever 12-string. He told the strange story of how it happened. I wrote it on the toilet. He said, I got kind of excited that I had my first 12-string. It made me want to go to the toilet. I sat down, took my time, and dare I say, the ideas just came pouring out.
Oh, I see what he did
I read
there.
it from there.
I see what he did there.
Wholehearted being spelled HOLE instead of W.
Musical inspiration for the acoustic track came from Led Zeppelin 3 when Bettencourt had been listening. He had been listening to it at the time. The album contains most of Zeppelin's more mellow acoustic songs. So there it is. And actually, I do love this song. Not like I don't like More Than Words, but I do like this one. Anything
The
else?
video shows the band cavorting in the streets.
Yes.
Better
It
than in the
does.
bathroom.
Right.
Just
Having a
saying.
grand old time in contrast to the heartbreaking lyric. The clip was directed by Jonathan Dayton and Valerie Ferris, the husband and wife team that did the More Than Words video. Like More Than Words, they did use a black and white sepia look for the video.
Wow.
You do know what they say, right?
No.
Tell us.
What did they say?
Video did kill
The radio
the
star.
radio star.
Yes.
So they say.
So these things happen. So, comments, questions, any weigh-ins?
We have Rocky watching, Tracy Sampson watching, Bill Damiano. Saw someone performing at Sterling. God only knows who now. Sorry. I can't remember what that's about. Walt Courtenay loves this album. Barb Hilajewski says hello.
Hey, Bob. Babs.
Bill Damiano said he was drinking 40-ounce Mad Dog in college.
Wow.
For that was his go-to for his lacrosse team. And that is what we got.
Hang,
Wow.
dude.
Oh, Ted Nugent. He saw Ted Nugent at Sterling. Thank you.
There you go.
The nude.
That clears it up now.
The nude. Yeah.
Dodge.
So there's our album.
It's a good album.
He scored in the 9.
We can skip a couple of songs. No big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably, the stuff that's on it that's good is like really good.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a couple ones you're like, meh.
Little fillers.
Okay, you'll never guess. The Beatles,
Who
Jimi
didn't
Hendrix,
know?
and Elvis all did something today.
No way.
Whoa.
Yes, way. Like when we're in Way City, that's what I feel like we're in a war.
There's not one horse in this damn hole.
There's something fundamentally
basically
wrong
wrong
about
with
that. Yeah. Dickie Valentine. No, not Dickie Valentine.
Dickie Valentine.
Do we even know that guy?
Check this out. Dickie Valentine. This is funny. Dickie Valentine was at number 1 on the UK singles charts this day in 1955 with Christmas Alphabet. The first song to reach number 1 position. It was the first Christmas number 1 that was actually about Christmas, a trend that would continue off and over the next several decades.
Interesting.
It was a kind of a landmark kind of single. The Beatles performed at the Cavern Club with this day in 61. Elvis was at number 1 on the UK charts this day in 62 with the song Return to Sender.
Return to sender.
Jimi Hendrix this day in 66 made his TV debut on ITV's Ready, Steady, Go! Mark Bolan was also on the show.
Oh, look at that.
That same day, it was an eventful day for Jimmy because on that day he recorded the now absolutely ubiquitous classic song Foxy Lady.
Yeah.
Good word.
Yep. Diana Ross took the Latino Casino. Well, Latino Casino. Hey, it's
I like it. It's got a ring to it, huh?
Casino,
Oh no! Now we're off the air.
in Philadelphia to court for $27,500 after her 2 pet dogs died after eating cyanide tablets left by an exterminator in the dressing room. Ew. That's a kind of a creepy story.
Yeah.
That's like that would be like one of those like rock and roll like ghost stories of horror.
Right.
Yeah.
That room is now haunted by Fritzy and Mitzi,
Wow.
the dogs.
You know the song, I Hear You Knocking?
Yes, I love that song.
Dave Edmunds was at number 1 in the UK singles charts with that this week.
In 1970. I wasn't born yet.
1970. We were.
I know.
Okay, Patti Smith released her album Horses This Day in 75. Bruce Hornsby and The Range went to number 1 on the U.S. singles charts this day in 1986 with The Way It Is.
It's just the way it is.
I was delighted that he had his 15 minutes.
Get a job. Yeah.
So I was just talking to somebody about the Teletubbies.
I can't even believe
Sugar
you're
Little
reading
TV
this.
characters, the Teletubbies, went to number 1 on the UK single chart with Teletubbies Say Ayo.
What
Teletubbies say ayo.
hell?
The single spent a total of 32 weeks on the chart.
That's fucking sad.
You know, they're...
Extreme couldn't be number 1, right?
No. But the
But
freaking
Teletubbies
Teletubbies
can.
are.
For 32 weeks.
That's great. That's just great.
How do you feel about that?
I feel horrible. Why? There's no justice. What else, Lou? What else do we
I
got
don't
to make
know.
us depressed?
On this, what's that make you depressed? Here we go.
Okay.
On this day in the year 2000,
Uh-huh.
it was announced that after 74 years, the UK rock weekly Melody Maker was to close down.
That'll teach him.
The Christmas edition would be the last one, then it would merge with NME, creating a more sizable, broad-based magazine.
See, that's how they get you.
On this day in 2000, Paul McCartney, at the same time as Melody Maker was closing down, same day, Paul McCartney held his first ever London book signing. He did not sign any copies of Melody Maker, though, that I'm aware of.
Oh, man, that
Wow.
would be, like, worth millions now.
Yep.
You want me to sign this paper? Yes. Matter of fact, sign about 5 of them.
Christmas gifts.
Yeah, that's it, Paul.
Okay, that's about it for that horse shit.
Yeah, that is horse.
But there are some birthdays.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, yes.
American guitarist Joe Messina.
There it is.
Ah.
This day in 1928. No, that is, you're thinking of, that is not.
No, I know who that is.
That isn't Loggins and Messina.
Yes, I know. It's not.
If it is, he looked really good for being born at 28.
Oh, goodness gracious. Jeff Skunk Baxter.
Hey!
Love him. Great
Brothers.
guitarist.
Steely Dan.
He plays, most famously plays all those amazing guitar breaks in Mild School. Mm-hmm. Just like some of the most classic. That song made me want to play guitar so bad. Like, I would heard that. I'm like, I want to know how to do that. I still don't know how to do it. But
Did you know?
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 I am the Juno. You will call me the Juno from now on.
Jeff?
Oh, my God.
I will call you.
I come from the time of chocolate.
I come from the land down under. Jeff.
Down under my butthole.
Oh, here we go. Bartender. Not for him. Jeff actually worked for the government. Did you know that?
I didn't.
He worked for an anti-terror.
He sold government
oh,
cheese.
Jesus! Will you please? He did not sell. He did not sell government
to the poor
cheese.
folk down in the Delta.
He did.
He went around on a horse and buggy.
You're going straight to hell.
No, folks. If you stuck around for this part of the podcast, it's going to be worth it. Anyway, no, he
sold
come on,
them.
now, Jesus. Can I talk?
No.
Ray, can I talk?
Every kind of cheese.
Can I
too.
talk over here, Ray?
But the cheese was good. Good cheese.
The look. Did you like the look?
But
No.
nacho cheese.
All right. Hey, does anybody out there want to hear this story?
I want to hear it.
All right,
Continue.
here we go. So Jeff Baxter actually worked for the United States government in the anti-terrorism program. Now, this is actually before 9/11, and I'm pretty sure he did not work in that organization during that time. But he met somebody, I guess, at a concert that worked for the government, and Jeff had mentioned wanting to work for the government. He goes, well, let's get you a job. So I thought that was actually very interesting.
That is kind of
Jeff,
cool.
this
There's
skunk.
a podcast there, rockers that also have like cool day jobs.
Yeah.
Like
David
me.
Lee Roth was a paramedic.
Right? Yes, sir.
Steve Morse is an airline pilot, so is Bruce Dickinson.
I'm a receptionist. So there's that.
You're an extraordinarily good.
I'm a deceptionist.
You
I'll bet
are.
you are.
I'm hiring a deceptionist.
I like it.
List.
Oh, that's good. Make up business cards for yourself, receptionist. I like it.
I'm going to use that at the Christmas
I'm
party.
writing that down.
Okay then.
That could be a potential band name.
Write that down, Lily. Lily's right. Everybody's writing. Everybody's writing it down.
I need funny
got-
stuff for the Christmas party.
I got it right up here.
The Deceptionists.
Oh boy.
All right, next birthday.
Of course, Sweaty Teddy.
Yes.
Motor City Madman, happy birthday. 1948. Tom Valor and his other really cool guitar player, totally different style. Tom Valor, an American singer, songwriter, guitarist with the band Television, was born this day
Oh, wow.
in 1949.
Holy.
Randy Owen, American guitarist and singer, songwriter, best known as lead singer with Alabama.
Huh.
Touch me when we're dancing.
And there it is.
Do we have to dance though? I mean, what was that, Lily?
It's my little shimmy shake.
I like
Guitarist David O'Least from The Nice.
They're so nice.
Pat Torpe.
Everybody was born today.
Speaking of Mr.
Wow,
Big, was
look at
born
that.
this day.
Jeepers creepers.
Jamie Foxx.
Oh,
Born
I
this-
did
the
that.
Jamie Foxx. Daniel Patrick was born this day.
Oh, fine. Yes,
Ah,
yes.
yes,
He's
he
a
was.
fine young man. I know him from the IRA meetings.
Do you know him from Methods of Mayhem?
Oh, I knew he had a little side project.
That guy has long in his name. Tom DeLong.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, sorry.
Nick McCarthy, guitarist and with the Scottish indie rock band Franz Ferdinand.
yeah, France. Yeah. Oh, here we go. I love those guys.
Amy Lee and Taylor Swift
Happy
share the
birthday.
same damn birthday.
And Amy Lee's 2 weeks older than me. Because I was born in 81. The last
Where are you?
9 hours of it.
Wow, look at you. You squeak it in.
Man.
Squeak it in the last year.
That's so cool to look back and see all these people and the things they did, you know. Fun. Okay, so you guys been hanging out with Ludini Rock and Roll Circus, LudiniRockandRollCircus.com, LouLombardiMusic.com. We want you to check that stuff up there because there's all kind of cool stuff. Archives and old videos and naked pictures.
No.
No, there are no naked pictures. I lied.
Only of Lou.
And anyhow,
They're all
so go there, check
Photoshopped.
this stuff out. Check out wolfscustoms.online, and please go to rockrageradio.com, download the app. Thank you so much, John and Gigi, for carrying the Ludini Rock and Roll Circus all these years. And Lily V6?
I have my show Thursdays on Rock Rage Radio, Hot Licks with Lily 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can go to rockrageradio.com, or you can download the app for free. And again, happy birthday, Raven.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Raven.
birthday, Raven.
And Mr. Pittsburgh?
Yeah. Hey, how's it going? When are we starting the podcast?
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God. No more mushrooms for that guy.
But I love them in my pizza. They make me feel,
No more pizza.
funny. I feel a little strange.
I'm feeling a little, what am I saying? I'm feeling a little funny, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like that.
Exactly.
Hey, Bones.
I was going to say.
Thank you. That was I'm sorry, we didn't get you
Yeah,
tonight.
he's just sitting there
I
patiently waiting.
apologize
Sorry,
to Bones
Bones.
Magoo.
Oh,
we ran out of time.
Oh,
We
hey,
couldn't
Lou.
get to-
Lou. I want to say that. I was thinking about you the other day.
It wasn't while you were wiping your ass, was it?
Yes.
Never mind.
On that happy note. On that very special.
Happy special. ABC special. After school special.
On the next ABC special. You guys have a wonderful week. Catch you all on the next Ludini Rock and Roll Circus. Okay.
There's something wrong with us.
You don't
There's
say.
something sorely wrong with us.
Dude,
Yes?
I saw a really
Here we go. Yes?
It's really good, too.
Okay.
It's It's called My Heart Can't Beat Unless You Tell It to. You have to fucking see it. You have to fucking see this movie.
My heart can't beat.
It's very short. It's 90 minutes. It's like you're in and you're out. It's very
Yeah.
quick. The movie just starts.
Yeah.
There's no exposition.
Yeah.
There's no setup. You don't know who people are. You don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
And it just starts.
And then what happens?
And it is for a small indie film.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very fucking well done. Really good.
Okay then.
It's really, really, really good.
Okay then.
I recommend that you go in cold and just fucking.
Okay.
It's in the horror.
I can't go
Genre.
in cold. I at least have to be lukewarm.
Well, don't let the word. Listen, some people are calling it a vampire movie. Like that's like calling 2001: A Space Odyssey science fiction story.
Oh,
Like
well.
it's like a million
Right,
other
this-
things. That's
yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
this is one little thing. Like this is like
Okay.
there's no stupid creatures or
No.
dumb CGI or it is like three really fucking awesome actors
Okay.
and
Making out.
I'm not making out.
You know, and you ever like been in a situation where like you had like no good options.
Uh huh.
That these people are in this situation that like everything, there's just no good fucking
They're
options.
fucked.
And how
Not in a good way.
how they each deal with it. The story is very. It is. It's gruesome but not gory.
Okay.
Like you know what's happening, and you're like, oh my god, but they don't like
Yeah.
zoom
There's
in
no-
on the whatever.
gore.
There's no
Yeah.
chainsaws
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not saying there
into
might
the
be chainsaws.
chest cavity.
Wait, that's not even fun then.
Well, right.
That was straight vodka. Ah,
You forgot to put the clips there. Where are you going?
I got piss.
I gotta piss after you.
I really got to piss.
Go.
But I really got to piss.
I should just go outside.
Do you have to
and
piss, or do you really got to piss?
The who? Does Lily have to piss?
No, I don't have to piss.
Everybody pee.
Everybody must get pissed.
Why
Now let me show you
do you do
the Little Mermaid.
that? Does she look just like Ariel?
No, but she's very pretty.
Has she done other voices?
Yes, she's also from Bellina and Barbie.
Because she looks familiar. That's why I wonder
Oh.
if she had done other
She was
stuff.
so nice.
Oh, see?
And then I got that.
Aw. That's awesome.
It was cool. Well, apparently she sang on Saturday and brought people to tears.
Aw.
I was not there on Saturday. But, you know, I show at the fucking Subalpine for an asshole.
Fuck that shit. It's almost coming
Guess what?
to
I
an
had
end.
4 paying customers, too. That was fun.
You don't need that heartache. I'm talking about the 4 paid
And
customers.
then his parents are like, do you want to come back for your shows? No, I'm good.
No,
thanks,
thanks
peace,
anyway.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah, piece
Have a nice day.
of shit, motherfuckers. What?
I'm just kidding.
Oh my.
Hey, it's Mom.
Hello, Ma.
Hello? Oh, we're still live. Oh, boy. Like, did I do anything bad? Oh, no. No, I didn't say that.
That was Lou.
No, that's not what I said, though. Okay. Lou's not down here. No. I can't. Well, this one's here, and Lou's upstairs.
I don't know how to do anything.
Alright, but you didn't hear anything else, right? Okay, good. Don't worry about it. Alright.
Hey, dipshit, we're still live.
That was enormous.
We're
No.
still live.
No, I don't want anything. I'm good.
Wait, maybe I want
Yes.
something. I like meatball hoagies.
I want a meatball hoagie. Oh, we're gonna stop the live.
No. My mom just called and said, we can hear everything you're saying.
Now I wish I remember what
I
we
don't know
said.
what we were talking
Oh, we
about.
talked about peeing.
We talked about Ariel. She said, I heard you talk about Ariel peeing and how you had 4 customers at the Subalpine.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. I can't find the thing to turn it off. I'm like having a problem.
You think?
That's not nice.
Hi, everybody. This is all a figment of your imagination.